Hey, it's Andrew, and Moon Platoon, I'm taking off the sweater. You might know me as Mr. Roger of Stocks, but today we're going to show you Imagination Town, where the imagination is boggled by the sheer manipulation from the hedge fund side. What's going on, Professor Meatball? We have suspicious options for tomorrow, as well as Michael Burry, the protagonist basically of the big short back in 2008, telling us about potential mother of all crashes. What does this mean, and how does this relate to DTC 005, which was passed just 3 days ago? All of this in this video and more. If you guys want to stay until 2,500 likes on this video, comment out which like you are if we haven't reached that milestone yet, and I will eat a meatball sub at the end of this video. So make sure to stay until that. First things first, suspicious options that has been accruing ever since the DTC 005 has been filed 3 days ago. 3 days ago, let's take a look at June 15th, we had the beginning of very suspicious $34 million worth of calls in the money. So how does a call work in the money? Essentially, it's a very safe bet with a very costly premium. You are taking the opportunity for a at the money call, right? Something that's a little more risky, but basically still safe, but pushing it $20 below the actual price. This didn't just stop on the 15th, right? This was $34 million on the 15th, then another 22 million, so if you're counting, that's 56 million on the 16th, and then 50-ish million plus an additional, what do you think, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million today? Well, once Option Sonar tells us, we are going to look at an additional 30 million just from today. So that is closing in on 80 million, maybe $100 million dollars worth of calls at the $40 strike. Not only that, so here's that 33 million from today. Not only that, but we're seeing strikes at $30, 10 millions here, and another one at 16. Someone is betting that AMC is going to stay above 16. Yeah. No duh, we were playing around with 61, not 16, unless $12 million I've been dyslexically put on the $16 strike, we have a major problem. How do these FTDs get cycled through? Logically, you have to think about the fact that if there are naked shorting going on, and we have plenty of evidence to suggest so, we have a downward pressure once these naked shorts, let's make that red actually. We have downward pressure once these naked shorts are created. You're essentially going into your imagination, printing some money, and then selling it immediately, right? Instead of money, you're printing shares, and then you're getting real money from there. But you have to pay this back, otherwise it becomes a failure to deliver. Now you have a bunch of FTDs on your hand. What if your market maker friends, what if a Citadel helps out a Melvin who's short by creating synthetic longs? How do I give those synthetic longs to the hedge funds in question who would like them? I could sell in the money calls. That earmarks those shares as entirely fake. Because if I accidentally buy, for example, calls that are in the money, and then I end up having trouble finding out that that positive price action actually pushes the stock up, well, then that's just as good as covering. And what I'm trying to do is manipulate the stock here. So for these FTDs, take out the synthetic longs here and net it out inside of these Melvin and Citadel interaction. How do I earmark them successfully? Well, I'll just put them at somewhere illogical. I'll put them at $40 strike. So that is earmarked money in a speculative theory that FTDs are cycling through, still have to be covered, but they are now resetting the clock each time they work with this deep in the money cycling. This is something that has only started at this magnitude on the 15th. Go back to 14th and you're not going to see this. Go back to the 11th and you're not going to see this. So if you want to check for yourself, Option Sonar is in the description down below. Take a look at the options chain for yourself and make some assumptions, because one of the most important pieces of the game right now is that they expect you not to have this data directly in front of you, but you do. You have the opportunity to do so. You have Option Sonar in the description, and you have Webull, which is what I'm using to chart these two stocks, in the description, and you get 2 free stocks on top of that. So let's take a look at Michael J. Burry. Calls himself Cassandra after deactivating his account. He is now reactivated. He says all hype speculation is doing is drawing in retail before the mother of all crashes. Hashtag FOMO parabolas don't resolve sideways. When crypto falls from trillions or meme stocks fall from tens of billions, hashtag Main Street losses will approach the size of countries. So as Cassandra, as the historical mythology precedent suggests, he sees the future downturn of the entire market, and he is warning all of you to stay away, right? So this is bearish. This is bearish on the entire market, and we explained in the previous video that we just uploaded how a shrinking economy, how a crashing economy could end up pushing a margin call out of these short whales. At the same time, you don't want everyone's 401k to be in danger here. A speculative market has been the downfall of the entire global economy multiple times over, and just in the last 30 years alone. So if you are planning on entering the market right now into these stocks, just know that the perception of pumping the stock up 10% and then allowing it to have a big nothing sandwich tomorrow or even a substantial dip is in the hedge fund's best interest to make this an actuality, a self-fulfilling actuality. Another piece of the pie is whether or not Ortex is displaying a favorable short interest, right? We have not seen a decline in the non-naked short interest of GME for a long time. This is the first time in, I think, the tracking GME's short interest I've ever seen 13.4% as the short interest of GME. Still very substantial, still in the double digits. But I want to be able to say that that is going to be the media perception game, even through Ortex, even through a stock scanner that takes in 85% of the market. That is currently what we are facing against. Right? AMC, on the other hand, continues to increase its short interest, and now both of these short interests have never been so close, just 0.07% away from each other. They're almost identical, and this is the first time in this meme stock journey that we have seen this. Whether or not this is going to be bearish news for the future, take a look at how in T+2 days, right, on Tuesday of the next trading week, take a look at how the short interest increases, calling it now, based on how the perception of GameStop is going to need to be pushed down tomorrow for Quadruple Witching Day in order for the hedge funds to hold control over us. So once again, hopefully that was a walk through some financial education that you guys had not yet considered. If you're wondering what these bullish signals are, take a look at the video that we just uploaded about AMC price action. If you guys want to take a look at the opportunities to support the show, right? If you don't see your name up here yet, it's because I need to update it today. Moon Platoon, Space Legend, Gorillionaire, thank you for those of you who have smashed that subscribe button and then the join button next door, because that's how you get on the end screen here and get to share the screen with a sleepy meatball. So again, thanks for staying until the end of this video. And we'll see you in the money. Peace.